our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just the perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but again, away feels like it's been a freaking decade.
Welcome back to the Social Beaches. I'm Kelly Bowling.
I'm Carolyn Smith.
And we're with the Coastal Estate Team. We sell real estate in Brevard County on the Space Coast and in Indian River County down to Vero Beach. So Melbourne, Cocoa Beach. We already said Vero Beach. I'm going to do the same thing you just did.
Did the same
Palm
thing.
Bay.
Yeah.
Love the Bay. So if you're looking to, yes, Viera.
Yeah.
That's a big popular one. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate, if you have questions about real estate, give us a call at 321-422-2160, or you can email us at hello@coastalestateteam.com.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about what is, for some, a controversial topic.
Yes.
If you are married, now I'm not talking about just a domestic partnership. I'm talking like you are married. Mm-hmm. Do you have separate bank accounts? Do you separate your finances? Mm-hmm. What about separate bedrooms and separation of household duties, chores, things like that? So I think first I want to touch on the bank account thing.
Yes.
Because while we each do have a separate account, all the money goes into the joint account, right?
Yes.
And so like I have a business account that's separate and I pay myself out of that, but it goes in, when I do, I pay myself into our joint account.
Right.
And we have separate savings accounts, but we really don't do a lot with those.
I feel like it's an age thing, is that our age, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like maybe the 20-somethings are more likely, and maybe early 30s, to have truly separate finances, and then maybe they have a joint account where they both put in like half the rent. Or
right, like how do you decide like, who pays what portion of the bills? And I have some friends that are our age and a little older that they have completely separate. Yeah, so I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's like a trauma situation, like where people had past relationships where they had things bad that happened because they had combined accounts. Yeah. Because I could understand that. I have a story about that. Yeah. But, you know, like somebody pays the mortgage and then the other person's responsible for like, you know, the utilities, or
somebody pays groceries. Yeah. I do have a very good friend. Yes. And that she was not married though. She was in a long-term relationship, lived with someone for a very long time, and they kept completely separate accounts, and they each were responsible for different things. Like you pay the mortgage, you pay the electric and water and whatever. Okay. But I don't know. I'm a joint account girly. Yeah. You know, I am.
I still am a joint account girly, but in my first marriage, I'll never forget this. I was so mad. We had some sort of an argument. Yeah. I don't remember what it was over. It was something stupid, I'm sure. And we had a joint checking account. Yeah. And I had direct deposits going in there. I had things coming out that were automatically paid, like a car insurance, things like that every month. And this man went to the bank, closed the account by himself. It took two of us to open it.
I'm surprised you still do the joint account. That's a
trauma story. You know, it's a trust thing. It's a trust thing. Do you trust your partner? I feel like, and I do to some extent. Sometimes I'm like, Tommy, stop swiping that card. Or if you're gonna, like, let me know. Like, give me a heads up. But now we use credit cards for like just frequent swipes. I'm like, just use the credit card. And then I'm like, stop swiping that credit card. But anyhow, he closed it out. And then I called the bank. It was Bank of America, by the way. I hate them.
There's another acronym. The BOA, it stands for something else. Bunch of
a-holes.
Yes, sorry.
Well, I would agree with that.
Sorry, Bank of America, but that's how I feel about you,
when I called that branch, I was like, I am confused. How did one person close a joint account that took two people to be there in person to open? Yes. We both had to be present. And sign. She goes, well, that's our policy. I'm like, well, your policy effing sucks.
And they can clear you out. So people do get cleared out, even in a joint account. If they don't close it, they have the right to withdraw all the money.
Yep.
So that does happen.
Yes, but he did. He took all the money out, put it in new, closed it down, like completely. It was shut down. So then I had to go get a new account. We were still married for a couple years after that. Red flags.
If I had the red flag, I'd be waving it right now. Kelly, did you need to be hitting the head with a baseball bat?
But, you know, funny enough, though, when my current husband and I, we weren't married yet, and he just threw me onto his joint account because he was helping me, you know, single mom. He was my knight in shining armor. He was like, let me help you with your bills. Let's just throw you on my account. I'm like, who is this man? Okay, fine.
I'm marrying him.
right? That was a deciding factor. He gave me half of his money. He'll tell you
really.
It's just all
we don't
want to
hear the hate comments.
No.
It's not really.
So, I feel like there are reasons why Dave Ramsey, who's the big financial guru, who's also very controversial.
Yes.
He tells people, do not combine your finances. Do not purchase a home together until you are married. He is a firm believer in that. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't know if it's better if you're married. What difference does it make?
You can get divorced.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you. Just it's a piece of paper and some time.
Yeah, you can get screwed if you're married or screwed if you're not married.
You sure can. So, I think that's interesting. And
it is smart, I think, whether you're a man or a woman, to have a separate, nest egg maybe. I don't have that, but I mean, I think it is smart maybe to have a separate little thing that's just in case.
Well, you can have your fun money, Some people do an envelope system and you each get your fun money. Yeah. And then, maybe if you want to squirrel that away or whatever for a rainy day, or maybe the other person, I'm not really a good saver. And unfortunately, neither is Tommy. So.
Unfortunately, neither is Carolyn.
The joke at the house is you're so hard to shop for because when you want something, you just go buy it.
Yeah.
And so, it's tough because I just buy what I want. Also, why I don't have money.
Also, when my accountant yelled at me. Yelled at me.
And then the other thing that we've been seeing a lot of is so people who are married that have separate bedrooms. Mm-hmm. Remember how Lucy and Ricky, they had the same room and they would sleep in separate twin beds?
Yes.
I thought that was so cute.
I think that was
the old school. It was.
I think it was also.
It was salacious to be on TV sharing a bed.
Yes.
You couldn't.
God forbid.
That was just too risque. But there are,
and we as realtors, there are couples that, and you have to tell your realtor, if you need 2 primary bedrooms, you have to tell, hey, we need 2. This one can have the bigger closet, whatever, but we need 2 that have an ensuite bath,
right?
And maybe they're. They could be next to each other or not. Whatever your requirements are, you have to tell the realtor.
Yes, definitely.
Because we are helping you shop. And there are people who tell us that.
They say as people get older, and sometimes it's because she snores or he snores, or maybe I don't sleep well and I don't want to disturb my partner. I can totally
Or I wake up in the middle of the
that.
night and I'm reading and doing all that stuff. Yeah, there was just an article. I wish I had that article that came out that said that people who sleep in separate bedrooms actually sleep better and have better marriages. So, I don't do it, but we
don't have enough bedrooms in my house to do that. So one day maybe, but not right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
It said sleeping separately, or a sleep divorce, as it's also called, looks different for everyone. According to a survey conducted by the Better Sleep Council, more than 25% of couples opt for separate sleep spaces. That's a high number.
That's a high number. I wouldn't have thought that.
There was another study that was done in January of this year by the International Housewares Association for the New York Times, said that 1 in 5 couples sleep not just in separate beds, but in separate bedrooms. So that is interesting. And, you do feel like you have more time with yourself.
Yeah.
You have more bed space, which we all have animals too, and they take up a lot of that space. Undisturbed sleep cycle. So when your partner is, tossing and turning and can't sleep in the middle of the night, you don't have to deal with that. Less fighting about sleep differences. Yes, like the covers. Who fights over the covers? Have you seen those videos where they each have their own set of covers, but they're in the same bed? I have seen that, but
that's kind of cool.
They said it's like a European
But
thing or something.
if you put 2 twin beds together, it's the same size as a king, I think. So
you
literally could have 2 twin beds, and you each have your own sheets.
Have you seen the split kings where it's with the adjustable beds?
Yeah.
We have an adjustable bed, but it's not the split situation.
Do you like that adjustable bed? What do you think?
Don't use the adjustable feature because we bought that bed in 2012.
Yeah.
It was very expensive.
Very expensive.
The stupid remote to raise it and whatever broke. And, getting parts is not the easiest thing ever. But, yeah.
So that's Kelly's PSA.
I watched a video that was like, what was the dumbest thing you ever financed? And somebody was like, a bed. And the guy's like, how much was it? He was like, it was like $8,000. And I'm like, are you me, sir? Also, the dumbest thing
I think they're more than that. I think they're like $12,000
They're very
or something.
expensive. Yeah. We paid it off as quickly as we could because I was like, that was stupid to do that. But we've had it for 11 years.
Yeah.
So, it's been a good investment, I suppose. Haven't had to buy a new mattress.
I can tell my bed story, but we're not talking about that right now. So we won't.
Another one is household chores. So at our house, we used to call them pink jobs and blue jobs. Y'all feminists don't hate on me, okay? outside things, yard work things, always a blue job.
Yeah.
If it had anything to do in the garage, blue job. Inside, I used to call it pink jobs. Some women like
to garden and do the outdoor stuff. No, put me inside.
I'm allergic to all the things outside.
I'm not gardening.
Literally.
And I also have a brown thumb because everything green dies when I touch it. So,
same. I'm not good at that.
Yeah, I'm not growing any vegetables or anything.
So it's like, I would clean the bathrooms or whatever. But I was telling Tommy, my husband, I said, it's interesting that a lot of the pink jobs have now become blue jobs because I don't want to do them. He does the dishes every night after I cook, or even if I'm just reheating leftovers, he does all the dishes
That's nice.
I love it. And then in the morning, he unloads the dishwasher every day. Every now and again, I'll do it, but he puts everything away. He does a lot of the laundry. He folds our towels so nice.
He's a good towel folder.
Every time I see a new technique, I will send it to him in TikTok. I'm like, oh, here's a new one for you to try.
And Kyle folds the towels.
It makes it so much more organized. And he's not a super organized person, I wouldn't say.
Really?
He's very ADHD. So he can be a little messy, cluttery,
Yeah.
But
he does know how to fold a towel.
He's really good. Like, this man can clean a bathroom. Like, he will military style clean your bathroom. You can eat off the floors. He doesn't do it as often as I would like for him to. If I get he calls it my rage cleaning. You're over here rage cleaning, and I'm like, I'm not rage cleaning.
I rage clean the stainless steel because it pisses me off. Who invented stainless steel appliances?
I mean, dumbest thing ever, right?
Horrible.
So, when you're both working, like, how do you divide the household chores? Yes. Is it like, who does it fall on? And just, the laundry, all of those things. So I feel like it's good when you can divide them so that you don't have resentment towards one another.
Yes.
I hope that he doesn't bear any resentment towards me.
He doesn't. You're working hard.
There's one other thing that we didn't print out.
Yes.
About sharing things, couples who share or have separate, and it's social media accounts.
Oh, and email.
Yes.
And email. There's a lot of couples with joint email accounts.
This is true. We've had clients that have had joint email.
A lot of clients, actually.
I feel like I am not a proponent of the shared social media in particular because I feel like that is a clue to the rest of the world that somebody did something they weren't supposed to do and now they cannot be trusted. So you have a babysitter on social media so that
I think it's weird. Now, you can look at my I turn over my phone. You can have my passwords for social media. I don't care about that. Right. I'm not hiding anything. There's no secret messages, any of that stuff.
No, but
the shared account is kind of...
Well, it's like, how do you know who's talking?
Yes.
When they are like posting their updates. Mm-hmm. Is it Gabe? Or is it Elizabeth? Which one of you is speaking right now? Mm-hmm. Because you're not both speaking to us in unison. It's interesting. So it's like you have to try to figure out, like, well, who posted that? I don't know who posted that.
And I think the joint email is weird. I don't know. I want my own email.
Is interesting too. If you have one that's like for your house, like you had a home inspector who said make an email address with your house number on it.
Super smart.
So all your house stuff goes to that email.
Yes.
Cool. That's cool. But like regular emails, with Black Friday just happening. I don't know.
My best friend's
Monday.
she's sending me all kinds of shopping stuff and whatever. I mean, she's texting it to me usually, but if she emails it to me, it's like, nobody wants to see that.
No.
Nobody cares about that. And then what? They could delete my important home shopping.
Well, that's the thing. Like, my email is like, it's a cluster of like business things that roll in because I do have like a work email, but like it all goes to one inbox because I forward everything to one. So it's easier.
Me too.
And it gets very full of junk mail for sure.
Yes.
So much junk email, like all the shopping stuff, especially
now. I do have a separate email address just for shopping. I highly recommend that.
I need one of those, but I feel like it's too late for me because it's already coming to the place it doesn't need to go to.
Yeah, I've had that for a long time.
So what do you think? Good. Should you share or split these things? Bank accounts, beds, bedrooms, chores?
I see the separate bedroom thing, I have to say, especially as I get up like 4 times in the night to pee. Sorry, but And also, like, I have insomnia and I don't sleep a lot. So I'm up in the middle of the night scrolling on my phone or you're reading books. I mean, like, and it makes me feel bad. Like, if I was in my own little space, I wouldn't have to feel bad.
This is why I have the Kindle, though. And I had to switch to Kindle instead of paper books because I didn't want to turn a light on in the middle of the night when I was like waking up and I couldn't sleep. So I just have like the glow of the Kindle, but I try to turn my back away to like shield if I'm going to be reading it, in the middle of the night. But now we've switched roles. So he's the one scrolling his phone in the middle of the night. not sleeping.
Does he turn volume on?
No, he'll have his AirPods in if he's going to listen to anything. Yeah. I'm not as nice because I'll be awake early in the morning while he's still sleeping and I'm scrolling without the AirPods in. Yes. Like, it's low. It's not super loud.
I turn it on quiet.
Yeah. But, yeah, I could see that for sleeping. My parents slept in separate beds because of, my mom not sleeping or she's like, your dad snores or whatever. Yes. So, and they were on like separate floors of the house even. And
if you sleep better by yourself, don't feel guilty about it. Sleep separate.
I mean, you can have time to be together and then weird. Time to go to sleep.
If you enjoy sleeping together, sleep together. If you enjoy sleeping separate, sleep separate. If you enjoy your own room, get your own room.
Yes.
I say do it. Whatever makes you happy and makes you sleep better. Life's short, man.
One day. I'm trying to decide which bedroom in the house is going to be mine. I feel like I like the one now, but it's upstairs. So maybe my knees will not feel like that's the better room when I'm older. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey. All right. Is that it?
I think that's it for today.
Okay. We'll see you all next time. Cheers.
Sunny days, no clouds in the sky.